your girl Michelle.
This is Mariah, also known as Mariah Amazing.
And Yuna, hey.
Hey y'all, and y'all are tuned into Melanin Voices.
What's poppin'?
Yes.
What's
tuned
going
into our Men versus Women series, and we are excited to have our special guest. So I'll let Yuna go ahead and introduce him, or let him introduce himself.
Yeah, we're actually gonna let him introduce himself.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead. Go ahead,
guest.
Special.
Hi, I'm the guest. My name is Melaman, Tamel, also known as Melaman. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Age, I'm 27. I'm into music. I do a lot of performing, do a lot of recording, singing, songwriting, a lot of good stuff like that. Just graduated from Metro.
Whoop, whoop.
So, I'm an educated brother. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's me. That's pretty much me. And throughout this, y'all should get to know me more.
Got it.
So,
what's your social media links, and why should people follow you?
Well, Instagram is at Maleman, HTH, MALEMAN, HTH. You can search me on Twitter, that same name, and Facebook, Maleman. And people should follow me because I come from a humble place. I'm insightful. I feel like I can, inspire people to think, use their mind, think outside the box, express themselves, try to stay away from the arrogance and just, seek that humble attitude. So I feel like people should follow me because of those reasons, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's just me. So
yeah. And that's dope. So we appreciate having you on, of course.
Appreciate y'all having me.
And as you guys all know, if you have been listening to our series, that we have already had previously 2 male guests. But I'll go ahead and just explain again, if this is your first episode you're listening to, that we are doing our series based off the novel Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by John Gray. This series' purpose will be in the course of 3 weeks. Men vs. Women topic was created to bring about different perspectives and get more insight on our different language discourses. We interviewed 3 different men from 3 different backgrounds, and we're going to ask them several questions with a couple quotes connected to them, just to get the perspective of the book, but also get the perspectives of our guests. So I'll let Yuna get started on our first question. This debate topic is all about, do you speak my language? And that's what we'll be talking about today. So Yuna, go ahead.
All right. Our first question for our guest is, what does monogamy mean to you, and do you believe in monogamy?
Well, I do believe in monogamy. I think that obviously, I think that's like the most ideal situation, having one person to do all your things, with, share that energy or whatever it is that y'all do. I think that's the most ideal, safest way, I think it's the most moral way to go about things. But, yeah, I believe in it. That's what it means to me.
Okay.
If that answers that.
It does. It was pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Not for me.
Okay.
Well, damn.
Just because you said it's like the most ideal situation and it's the most moral, is it like not what you practice, right? Like, are you?
Well, I'm not in a committed relationship, and I don't feel like it's something that it's for everybody. Like I said, I do think it's ideal and I do think it's most moral, but I'm not opposed to polygamy, I guess.
Gotcha.
So I don't think that's wrong.
In the beginning,
No, you asked me about monogamy.
I got y'all,
you know what I'm saying? So,
yes,
so
true,
to answer
but
that,
I think what's happening, and we noticed it with my other guests, which a lot of them all agree with monogamy. So it's good to hear the polygamy perspective, or why you may think that is a something that you don't necessarily disagree with.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's bad at all. I feel like if you are in a committed relationship and you have that ideal person, that you are in that ideal situation, then all the power to you, and I hope that works out. But everybody doesn't fall in that category, and I don't think that's wrong.
Do you partake? So are you saying that you don't disagree that you would partake in it, or are you saying you don't disagree as you wouldn't judge another situation?
No, I would partake in it. I think I think we've all have shoot, and until you get in that monogamous relationship, I feel like you're doing your thing. In most cases, you're doing your thing and you kind of experiencing other people, and that would be considered polygamy, right?
No, sir.
Yes, it does. I was going to speak on
No,
Netflix.
no, Mariah.
I said no, sir.
No, sir.
Look at me like the actual definition. I'm about to
I have a
pull it
little
up. That's not it.
example on what one person might say to be kind of how we in society kind of are being in polygamy relationships, especially in today's society, is like if you have a baby mother, right? If you have more than one baby mother, you have a girlfriend at the same time, that's kind of being in a polygamous relationship because you both share relationships with these two women or you're taking care of both of them. Yeah. So it could be in a sense of like, there's a lot of us out here who are sharing our man or woman.
My man is your man is my man is her man.
Bye, SZA.
Shout out SZA. She wants you to see.
We're saying no weekend shit over, okay? Anyways,
that's an example.
Michelle, it's your question up next. Grill him.
Get him.
I'm like, this whole right side is just, it's real over here, B.
I know you got you in the hot seat. You sweating?
Saying, I'm a little bit, but it was cold and he turned the heat on. So, you know what I'm saying? That might have something to do with it.
Don't blame Jalal.
Shout out Jalal too.
Yes, for letting us record in his space.
I'm not echoing, am I?
Nah.
Because I hear myself echoing on this side.
You good, shorty?
You good.
Oh, no.
But if you was, it would sound tight. Like, it would kind of have like an ad lib.
Anyway.
I would put it.
No, we're saying Migos.
Mama.
Anyway, Michelle, what's your question, girl?
Okay, my question is... I actually want to do a quote.
Nova got a question.
Baby
hey.
Grill him. Over George Foreman over here with the grills.
She ain't feeling it.
Y'all are a mess. Okay, men are motivated when they feel needed, while women are motivated when they feel cherished. I specifically just want to state on that quote, do you believe that men are motivated when they feel needed and women are motivated and when they feel cherished? And have you went across that in your own relationship? Have you basically practiced that quote? Men are motivated when they feel needed. Like, do your woman make you have to feel like you're needed? And are women more motivated when they feel cherished? Do you have to cherish your woman? Have you noticed that to be true?
Yeah, of course. Like, but I don't think it's just exclusive to men and they want to be felt like they feel like they need to be needed and not cherished. I feel like it's both. Like, men are motivated when they feel needed and when they're cherished. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to feel like you just straight depend on us, like, and don't care about how we feel. Like, yeah, that's just my crutch, or just that's my support, or that's my sugar daddy, or whatever. Like, we want to feel needed and cherished, and I think it goes both ways for women too. Y'all want to feel cherished for sure. Maybe that's the priority, and y'all want to feel needed. Y'all want to know that your man needs y'all. So
I think a lot of the times when you make a man feel cherished, like you really like him, that's when he kind of pulls back, it seems like. So it just seems to me that more often than not, men need to feel needed than cherished. I guess in my experiences.
Agree.
I disagree, because, like, back to what I was saying, like, you could need me, but if you don't cherish me, like, if you don't make me feel loved, if you don't give me that, you know what I'm saying, that incentive to want to stick around and maintain that, that relationship, if you needed me, then why would I stick around? You don't need me, you don't cherish me, or you need me but you don't cherish me, you don't love me, you don't, give me that affection. Should you be with
someone that you need, though?
I think so. Yeah, like,
why?
I mean, needs vary.
Why?
Well, needs vary. That's a fair question.
Because I don't want. At the end of the day, we have this thing where we feel like we need another person, and that's what happens when after a breakup happens and people feel like, dang, I needed that person, and I need that person to make me happy. I need that person to make me want to, make me feel the way I felt before, when it's really a temporary feeling and you don't really need anyone. So,
well, I think you hit on like part of my answer. Like, needs vary. You have emotional needs, you have material needs, you have different needs in different areas, and sometimes you get that met in other people, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? You can say, I needed that person to get me through this. I needed that person to support me.
No, you don't need that person.
Why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs somebody. The lonely life sucks. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have nobody in your corner, that's why you on Facebook, men and women, and you know what I'm saying? And I don't need nobody, 'cause, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa, you know what I mean? Like, and vice versa. I don't need no
You do
woman,
need
you know what I'm
people.
saying?
You're
Like,
right.
50-50 with no hope.
yeah, right. I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think people need people, and I don't think that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think now it's bad if you are too dependent on somebody.
Right.
That's bad. But I think it's safe to say I needed a person, and that's cool. I think we all need somebody. Everybody needs a shoulder to lean on. No. Okay, I tried.
think about that,
But I
Mariah?
do. That's how I feel.
I agree with Michelle and Tamil. I agree with Michelle that once we get our relationships, with personal experience, when I get a relationship with somebody and I'm like spending most of my time with that person, they become more of like a best friend. And so when you lose that like friend relationship or that person that you see almost every day, felt like you like needed them to like go on because you're like hurt. But like Michelle said, after a while with time and some self-care, you're like, damn, I didn't really need them. I'm still me.
Right.
But then I go back to what Tamil was saying, like, it's not a bad thing at that point in time, feeling like you needed that person to carry on in those moments. But
I think
feel
that
like
translates
it
to
is
cherish,
unhealthy
too.
though if you're like extremely dependent on them, like you can't even make a move without this person's say so or without their approval of certain things. I think that's when it becomes too unhealthy, and that may, when you do break up, cause this unhealthy like transitioning back to the dating field or just back to
agree
you
with that.
kind of thing. It just takes more time if you were just too dependent on them.
Yeah.
Agree.
Swag.
Thanks, Mel. It was good.
Well, you know,
Who has
I
the next
tried.
question?
I
Who has
tried.
the
Next
next
question.
tried.
Next
Yeah.
question.
I just tried.
I'll go to the next question then. So you were saying that you get different needs met differently, like materialistic needs and romance needs. So do you feel like you can love more than one person at the same time, romantically? To make that clear.
I do feel like you can love more than one person at the same time. By the way, 2 men, 2 points for the men, and
Anyway.
but yeah, back to
I
the
was like, 2
question.
men.
2 points for the
Right,
men.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
What?
There is 2 men, so I have to clarify that. You know, we holding it down for the fellas right now.
God.
But anyway, two. Oh, that's how I feel. Anyway, I do feel like you can love romantically or romantically love more than one person at the same time. I do think so. Yes, Mariah. Don't be rolling your eyes at
I didn't
me.
roll my eyes. Nobody did.
I'm actually happy that you are having this perspective because I'm so tired of hearing the whole right side of things, like
Spread
left
your
side,
love.
whatever
Spread your
side it
legs.
is. Anyway, you why do you believe that you can love more than one person?
Because I think it goes back to the last question. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can have your needs met in somebody else, and to hit back on that, I feel like that translates into you cherishing that person. So if you are having multiple needs met in different areas by different people, and you know that translates you into cherishing them, then that translates you into loving them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you can love them romantically too. You know, y'all can go on dates, y'all can do what y'all gotta do. It's the polygamy thing. I disagree with that. I feel like you
Right.
can. I think polygamous relationships are not bad, and I think you can make them work. And,
Do you believe that in certain situations that you may feel that you are getting those needs met on your end? Do you feel like you can really fulfill those needs on the other end? These are 2 people. Like, you know, sometimes it's hard to please one woman.
right? Yeah, because y'all a handful.
Can you imagine pleasing more than
Okay,
1,
whatever.
2, 3 in a moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that do you believe, since you do believe that you can love more than one person, do you feel like it's reciprocated?
I think
That's a good question.
that's a great question. I think you got to work harder. You know what I mean? If you are the type of person that, if you're not selfish, you know what I'm saying, and you want to shout out to the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She is very beautiful. I've been wanting to pinch her cheeks through the laptop, but you know, shout out to your baby, beautiful, beautiful
Debbie
dog.
Nova.
Swag. This is beautiful right now. Mamas and daughters and black girls rock and hope alive you are somebody. Nah, but I think for real. Where was we at, y'all? I forgot. I forgot. The baby. It's the baby. She distracted me. She's so beautiful.
Oh God.
She said,
Baby
do you
Nova.
think-
Thank you. I said, can it be reciprocated?
Yeah, I think so I think you have to work harder. I think if you're not selfish and you are a pleasing person and you want to be fair, I think you have to work harder, because like you say, it is hard to please just one woman. But I think it can be reciprocated, but I think your chances are slim. I think I think you're gonna end up at one point showing more love or alluding to one person, and you could end up hurting another person in the end. But I do think it's possible. I do think you can reciprocate that to multiple people, and yeah, that's how I feel. But you just know you're gonna have, you know, a struggle. Like, just know it's gonna be tough, you know. So that's how I feel. And don't be messy about it, as long as you're not messy about it too. You know what I'm saying?
Communication is key in that situation.
Yeah. So like, that's how I feel. If you're doing it the right way, then chances are it'll work out in your best.
I think the best way to really do it is if, you know, I'm just being devil's advocate because whatever.
Talk.
But I think the best way to do it is if you kind of have a good setup where when one woman feels like she doesn't get, or one man doesn't feel like he's getting much attention, that you create, it's okay. You create a bond between the two women or the two men. Like, y'all go hang out with each other, go do her hair. Whoa. Like, you know, like sister wife stuff, bro stuff.
Well, damn. I don't know, fam. Just a handshake. Yeah, man. So y'all be hanging out on, what y'all be doing after 11?
I seen a post yesterday where the boyfriend texts the side dude like, "Hey, I know you've been talking to my girl, but I just want to keep it real. Can you take her out to eat Wednesday so I can take my girl out?" Like,
he was like, "Yeah, I got you.
I got you, bro."
Yeah,
the brotherhood. We gotta stick together, fellas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's possible, but it's hard, and communication is key. That's my input on it.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. And don't be messy, man. You know, because oftentimes it's like, I think polygamy gets a bad connotation because people's pride get involved, and you know, you get that, men and women, you get that, yeah, I got hoes, or, you know, girl, I got niggas, like, or men, you know. So it's like, I think that's when you start getting messy, and that's when you kind of start acting arrogant. You know, a cocky person in any situation can be like detrimental to the situation. So I feel like when the arrogance and the selfishness gets involved, that's when there's a problem. So yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next question. Thank you, Samuel, for your honest
feedback.
Yeah,
you know, I try to be honest. 3-0 right now.
Anyway, do you believe the way that men and women are socialized plays a part in the workplace equality? Like, women should get married and start having kids early, so they put their career on hold, while men are pressured to. Men aren't pressured to be in relationships, so they're free to start their careers as early as possible. So, do you think that the way men and women are socialized plays a part in workplace equality?
Yeah, but I also don't think it's just a society thing. I think it's like a physical thing too. I think that lies in the decision of the woman. You know, like, especially in this society, like, women have complete freedom, and when it's like looked upon women to do their own thing and be independent and follow their goals and, you know, rise to the top of organizations or whatever, you know. But I think with that comes the decision of, do I want to keep going in my career, or do I want to have a baby and have a family? Because if you do say you want to have a baby and you want to have a family, 9 months out of your career, you got to take that off regardless. And that's not a societal thing. That's biologically. Like, you pregnant 9 months, and then even after that, you're going to want to be there. You want to breastfeed. You're going to want to nurture your baby. So you off for a little bit of a time, and a year and a half in a leadership position or a high position is going to hurt you. You know what I mean? So I think that plays a role too. But I do think society, the way that we generalize people in society, does play a role too. But I don't think it plays that big of a role, especially in this day and age. And I don't think it's also, men aren't pressured to start a relationship and start a family early either, because I think that society pushes that on men too. Like, you know, start a family, get out here, get married, get you a woman, have babies, take care of your children, you know, that type of stuff. So I think it's like equal.
I will have to disagree with a little bit of that. I do agree with the biological part. Like, as a woman, if I were to get pregnant and I was at the top of my leadership, I'd want to take that time off to nurture my child and, you know, just give more of a bond with them. And that's biological, like you said. But as far as I guess the whole pressure on men and the women thing's a little bit skewed. Maybe in some families, some cultures it's different. But I will say, from my understanding about just in society, me being 25, I like always, like, if I go out to family reunion, my family's like, when you gonna have kids? Like, when you gonna get married? When you gonna, like, nigga, I just turned 25 like 5 minutes ago. Wow.
Seriously.
My cousin's 28, 29, running the streets and still hasn't had like a steady girlfriend in like we don't know how long. And he never gets to, when you gonna have
Right,
kids,
exactly.
nephew? When you go marry someone, he never gets that speech. I always get that speech. Like, when you gonna settle down? And I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Chilling. I'm
you
good,
know,
love, enjoy.
I'm good. When you gonna help me pay for this babysitting?
Right,
No, when you gonna
exactly.
babysit my baby?
But I
Or-
think
Exactly.
men get that from the family too. I'm
And
not as
probably
often.
can.
I'm anticipated. Mailman, when you gonna have a little mailman? Like, dog, the world's not ready for that. You know, I'm not even fronting. So it's like, I think it's equal. You know what I'm saying? Because from my experience, it's like wanted. Like, I want this particular family member to have a baby. We can't wait for that. So, and you can feel that pressure. It's like, so you still ain't got no baby? Who's your girl now? It's like, chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think the question is with the woman thing, is it like, I think the bigger question is, can women be more effective in, you know, like, than society is pinning on them? Like, I think that would be the better question. Like,
Yes, I think so.
you know what I'm saying?
I am a strong advocate for it, that basically women can be out here trying to do their own thing, start their own business. I mean, start their own businesses. We are leading in very
In a
big
lot of
roles
shit,
right
yeah,
now.
real
So I think it's possible for us to continue showing people that we can have babies and stuff and still get our work done and
Right.
still put that overtime in and still be successful in the same time. It's not easy,
Oh no.
but I think it's something that we can definitely continue to combat, and
I
show
agree.
people like, you know, this is this is possible. I can do this. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying, work for corporate America to make it seem like I'm being successful or whatever.
Yeah.
the case may be.
I
So-
will say though that I feel like the pressure of society to have children, like say the woman does take the career route and she's like, you know what, I don't want children at all. Like, because that's some women's reality. They don't want children at all. And that's not a bad thing, I don't think. They're like looked at like differently versus the man who's like, I don't want children. It's like, oh, okay, I get that. If a woman says she don't want children, it's like, she's a monster. She's not a nurturer. She's a terrible person. Like, why don't you want kids? That's what you're made to do. Like, what?
Right.
Hold on. Wait, hold on.
That's unfair. Like, yeah, that's super unfair.
Do you see that sometimes? I do see that. I see that side of things sometimes in society. It's like, why the hell does she want kids? Like, because she don't want kids.
But like, not statistically, like, just, you know, period. More women, I feel like more women want children. Like, more women want a family and children and want to take care of that circumstance. Like, I think that's what is, like, y'all are wired that way. You know what I mean? Like you said, I mean, not made to do, but y'all are made in that fashion to have these type of urges and desires. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? A lot more women want that, whereas less women want to just shoot to the top and not have children and not have a man or something, you know. And it's I don't think it's bad, but to go back to what I was saying, I think that's just a personal decision.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want that. But I don't think it's fair to like call women monsters, if they don't
Demonize
want
them,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not, you know, that's her personal decision. You know what I'm saying? And we all got our own path. So that's
Right.
my view on it. That's my stance.
I will agree.
Yeah. But shout out to your parenting, because, you know,
Yes,
I thought the baby was
hands-on.
finna go nuts real quick, like just in the background, like, man.
Sleepy. That's why I'm looking at her right now. She's tired. She's like literally trying to put herself to sleep.
No.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can still do it. I can
got it.
still
Look
do
at that girl
stuff and still try to, you know, get what I need to get done. So I guess I'll answer the next question. And do you believe that? Well, I guess in your past relationship, what is one thing you learned and one thing you would do differently?
One thing I learned in my past relationship and one thing I would do differently, and
Or would you do anything differently? Or would you say, you know what, that's in the past. I always say this thing where sometimes it's the perfect woman, but not the perfect time, or the perfect man, not the perfect time for you. So, what do you think about that?
That's good. I agree with that. I do agree with that. But with my last relationship, I just feel like communication and transparency, like, just being completely, I guess, more detailed with what I'm about, what I'm doing, how things work that I'm involved in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just kind of be more transparent and more communicative of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the biggest thing that I took away from that last relationship. And that's what I want to implement in like my present and future relationships, just kind of learn from that and be more transparent,
Being more transparent about what?
Well, like, I guess like my relationships with people in my field, especially women, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta let your significant other know what's going on in your field. So like music and entertainment, you're dealing with all kind of different people. You're dealing with people that to their followers, or to the world, it's like she's ratchet or she's this, but you got to involve yourself with that person on a like supportive tip, and that supportive tip or that experience, that relationship between you and that person can come off to your significant other like, why you talking to that skanky girl? She be showing her ass on Instagram, you liking all her pictures, and it's like, yeah, so that, she can like my pictures, or she can share my shit, or she can shout me out and get her followers to check me out. It's like an economic thing. So like, I feel like
explain that to them.
That's like, what I would have need to be better at doing. That's what I learned. Okay. Like explaining that.
I know my husband and I were talking just last night about imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that is? Talk
to me, because it sounds interesting.
It's very.
You know what imposter syndrome is?
Basically, it's like, actually, Maya Angelou suffered from this too, she said. But it's basically like you're so great at what you do that you think that you're not great at it at all, actually. So you feel like you're copying people, or you're being something that you're not. Belong. Like you don't belong, exactly. That you don't belong, that you don't deserve what you're, getting.
So you think like imposter syndrome will play a role in the relationship? To your significant other in those type of circumstances? Yeah, I think it can too. But I think it can for the person in the middle of that situation. Like for me, like the fact that I am in these circles, the fact that I am in communication with these higher ranked people, or these popular people, or these people that I look up to, I could feel the pressure of, man, maybe I don't belong. Maybe I didn't put the work in to belong and be sitting in the same room as such and such, or be able to hit such and such up on on such a tangible basis. It's like, maybe I don't belong. And then I'm getting the pressure from you, you know what I'm saying? Making it seem like I'm doing something that I'm not, or that I'm not supposed to be doing, when I already feel like I'm not supposed to be here. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit can get...
Yeah, it can push you away.
Yeah, mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel like with me, the balance, it has to be a balance. You have to be open. You have to let people, that other person, know what's going on, and some of the things that you might experience, some of the side effects of what you gonna deal with dealing with me. But also, you got to be supportive, and I have to give you the opportunity, or I have to give you enough information for you to be understanding and to support that. You get me? So that's where...
I like that you use side effects. Ladies, don't you wish that men came with side effects?
Yes.
Like when you first meet him.
On their back, like.
You the door, like, you know how the show was on MTV Next?
Yeah.
Like got off the bus, or you like came into the restaurant, and then it paused, and it was like, side effects include cheating, don't know how to talk, don't know how to communicate, unstable, low-key broke.
Yes.
The fucking light skin migraine syndrome.
Didn't Samora talk about that on her like Queens of Comedy stand up? She was like, the motherfucking side effects. Got 4 baby mamas, gonna go to jail. Like,
no, yes. For real. Don't y'all wish that?
I really do.
I wish women came with them. Yes, I do. Yes.
Like emotional, crying all the time.
That's me. Cry baby.
Daddy issues, you know.
You go cry in the car, she gonna cuss your ass out, nagging.
has a gun in her passenger seat underneath the seat.
Oh, God.
Right.
So, like, don't say nothing crazy to her. Has 2 big brothers.
Right.
Crazy ass uncle that just got out of prison. Right. Serving the time. Yeah.
Shoot,
Right.
psycho
Isn't that
baby
crazy?
daddy.
I really wish that was a real thing. I think that's a good date question, don't y'all think? Like, if you were to think, what are your side effects? What would they be? Like,
Shoot.
you think somebody would be honest about their side effects? And be like,
Hell
wait
no.
till you have
They
a
gonna talk about
dose
their
of
past
it.
Ain't no
traumas.
side
Break down.
effect.
Right.
It's 100% tested to work on everybody. This
On everybody.
Especially you, baby.
Who, me?
No.
Oh, I'm like, whoa. My side effect. I don't come with side effects, by the
Here
way.
you
You
go.
gonna get that?
You,
No, I'm just playing.
everybody come with
Everybody come with some past traumas to
It ain't
Mel.
got
Come
no
on
side
now.
effects.
It just got hot on this side. Just laser beam vision.
Big
over
old
here.
side effects.
Whatever, dude.
All right.
Okay, Tamel, I have a question for you.
What's good?
Do you think that women and men should talk about their past partners with each other?
Yes, but I do believe balance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like openness and closeness is a good balance, and that's perfect. Like, if you're too open about something, you know what I mean, it can push somebody away. Like, damn, I didn't need to know that you used to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just something raunchy that may turn you off. Like, okay, I don't want to know that. But I feel like you should talk about your past relationships, but be a good judge. You know what I'm saying?
A good time frame. I know that Neo went on to an interview, I think, on Angelique's podcast, and he was saying that when he first met his wife, their very first date, he had her tell him every guy in the industry she's ever been with, and he laid out the cards too on the table. Do you think that should be that open, or just?
I think, like,
Okay.
especially in those type of fields, yeah, and especially if y'all are both like in that field, like,
Gotcha.
dude. Did you smash Lil Wayne? Like, you know, you gotta know these
Lord.
things, because if I get a song with him and his verse is about you in regards to me smashing my chick, I'm about to Ike Turner both of y'all. No, I'm playing. Like, no, but
Kanye and just
condone that.
love on her still.
nah, I'm gonna take the Undertaker route and choke slam somebody. No, I'm
Don't do
playing.
that shit. I hate him, y'all. I think that you could, but like in a certain situation, I think that we talked about this on the episode with Jalal. I was just basically saying that like you can say who you like. Say you're going to like a party and Lil Wayne is there, whoever else is in the industry, T.I., all these guys are there,
Yeah.
Drake. She's like, all right, babe, before you walk in here, I just want you to know
Ooh.
I had a thing with Drake a couple years ago. We're not talking
it
no
real.
more,
Don't
but we
sugarcoat
did
it.
have a one night, situation. I haven't spoken to him since, it wasn't that serious. I just want you to know that we're stepping into the room with him. You may see him, come in the same contact with him. Is it okay to do that? Because I don't think you should like
I do
the first.
that we ain't going in. I'm dropping your ass off.
Oh, come on,
That's
Michelle.
fair. I think that's fair, because it's like, I think it's fair. I think you need to tell people what's going on, because it's like,
in that situation, I don't think that you say on this first date like, hey, I fuck with Drake, I fuck with Uzi,
hey,
like,
look
it's a little
around
bit
you.
too much.
I hit that. I hit that. I hit
That nigga
that.
over there.
Don't look over there. She
Our
crazy.
server,
but-
what's up, Jake? Like, no.
Nah, but I do think so, because
That's too much.
Because you can cause tension, you can cause problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be ethical about shit. So if you do walk into a party and you done hit like 2 girls in there, and you trying to act like you didn't, and those girls approach you and put you on the spot, like, oh, this shit, or whatever, some situation, and she doesn't know about it. You just stirred the pot. Like, there's no telling what can come from that. So it's nice to be aware of your surroundings. Like, look, we don't talk no more, but there's somebody in here that I used to do something with in any field, not just the music field. I think, period.
You gonna drop her off like
fair.
Michelle said?
Nah, I ain't gonna take the Michelle route.
Take her home?
She's the women who's independent. She's not playing. She to the left, to the
All
left.
these females, we ain't going. We going to the movies.
Oh God! No, I can't even network because we gotta go to the movies.
No, me.
I don't even need you to be up in there looking, got me out here looking crazy.
Oh, that's fair.
That's fair,
Like,
Michelle.
I really don't care. If it's before me, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really
As long as it's
doesn't
not
matter.
during me.
As long as it's not bleeding into.
But dudes, I'm saying the double standard, I feel like with men, it's not as accepting as it is with women. We're like, okay, it's okay. Thanks for telling me. Whereas dudes, you tell them you got hit by so and so, they might look at you like, nah, I don't think it's gonna work.
Can't even look at you the same. Like, damn.
It's a hard pill to swallow.
It really hurts, y'all. Like,
we
I
more
act like the whole world is over.
And
like,
we more territorial.
The whole world is over, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's my world. That's my girl. Especially, you know what I'm saying?
I don't believe no dude. Like, I'll give y'all an example. I think in my past, I had told a dude, like, yeah, I messed with so-and-so before you. And then, of course, he continued to mess with me. He said, okay, like, he appreciated it. Like, okay, cool. We moved past it. And then our breakup was because, like, down the line was because he just didn't trust me after that one conversation that he continued to mess with me with. So
but see,
it's just hard.
I think that's fair though, because now you get to make that decision on if you want to mess with him.
No,
or
but
not.
he continued to mess with me all time.
Okay.
It'll be different
for months.
Like, you know what? I can't do this right now. But in the back of your head, like, if you ain't been able to sleep this whole time, then why did you even get me to a point where you know?
Do you have a voodoo doll of this dude?
The first day,
right?
She like, you got a voodoo doll of this dude that did that? Like,
I don't have no voodoo doll. I'm just saying, like, there's dudes that do that. Like, they might be like, oh yeah, it's cool, but in the back of their mind, it still messes with them, and then there ends up being some messy stuff later,
right?
You know? So that's why
make a decision up front. Make a decision up front. Don't wait months to prolong it.
Just do it right away.
Right. Just give them that opportunity too. So that's fair.
Yeah. But take the chance right away.
True.
What else y'all got?
Do you think it's impossible for one woman to satisfy all a man's needs?
Yeah.
So I think it's impossible. So she's not able to satisfy all a man's needs.
Do you think one woman is able? Yeah.
One woman is able.
Do you think it's impossible for one woman to satisfy all a man's needs?
I think it's impossible for one. I do not think it's impossible. I don't.
Okay, you don't.
I feel like, again, if you find that one that satisfies all your needs, I feel like there is that one person for somebody, but not all of us are blessed with finding that. So I feel like where we at in this stage in society is like, you got to choose your battles. You know what I mean? Like, you got to choose what you want out of a person and either stick that out and make those sacrifices, or do the polygamy thing. You get your needs met.
So what's Jay-Z's fault for, like, didn't Beyonce satisfy his needs and then he still step out?
Just because a chick is the baddest, most beautiful performing whatever doesn't mean that they got.
I'm sure she did other stuff too.
Maybe she don't. Great. Maybe she don't throw that ass in a circle the way she be doing.
Don't do that. Don't do Beyonce like that. She's perfect.
I know, right? I know the Beehive is.
Though, we got women like Beyonce, Christina Milian, Halle Berry. All those women get cheated on. What's I mean, who am I?
I mean, you may have something that Halle Berry, Beyonce, and them other girls don't have. So,
what, bro?
Pat yourself on the back. Yeah.
No money.
You ain't out here. I don't know, man. I don't think that looks or status or materialistic things keep you or lower your chances of getting cheated on. You probably crazy and you probably don't do things that I like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that, and not to say it's cool to cheat on people. Let me get that out the way.
So you don't believe it? You think that men are going to cheat regardless, Michelle? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, I think some men cheat regardless.
No.
Regardless if you're a great woman, you satisfy all they need, you are completely loyal.
I don't know. I think you're in a faithful relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to your man.
She said some men. She didn't say all men, right?
Loyal.
I didn't say all men.
She said some men.
I got a loyal man.
Yeah, there are those that exist. I agree. There are those type of people that.
Are you one of those men, Tamil?
I'd like to say so myself. If I'm in the position, if the situation is right, I can be.
Liar. 2 points deducted from the men's side.
Minus two for the
whatever. I can be. I can be. I got potential. So yeah, but I do think a one woman and one man can satisfy somebody's needs, but I think it's hard to find that. I don't think most people do find that, and I think that's why we are so polygamous and so open to different relationships and dealing with different people and trying to get different needs met by other people. So yeah, although I think it's possible, but y'all's texting asses.
We gotta communicate, okay? Michelle is in New York, friend.
You
Camille,
always
stop.
on the
Okay,
phone.
we have to make sure we stay in sync, you know?
Right.
Like you do me
Stay on time
wrong.
and all that stuff.
I feel like y'all doing me wrong. Y'all plotting on me. Who y'all texting?
We're not fighting on you.
Tell
We're
him I
just
said
making
what's
sure that we are staying on time.
Well, good.
That's all.
Well,
That's all. Camille, see, what kind of dude are you? You know, what's going
yeah,
on?
I'm one of them. I'm one of them types that need to know what's going on right now to the second, to the
like
T.
you and your girl's
You know
phone
what I'm
type
saying?
of dude, huh?
Yeah. I sure
What's your
am.
password?
Sure, but y'all be hiding them passcodes. Stop hiding
I'm
them
triggered because
passcodes.
that's happened to me.
No passcodes.
Me
2K18,
too.
ladies. Can y'all Can y'all take the passcodes off y'all's phone?
Hell no. Take
2K18.
that password off.
Dang.
Or give me a fingerprint.
All I know is like that's. I don't know what it is about passcode. I don't know. For my husband, I never had to have this conversation. It just came natural. That was just
He's a good man.
Nah,
trust is so there that like
gave you that
his
look.
His birthday is my passcode. Like.
Oh, what's his
My
birthday?
his stuff, his code. He don't even have a code on his phone. Like it just came natural. We didn't even have to have that conversation. Like find somebody who you don't gotta have that conversations with. Like let me see your
Got
phone.
that.
Ain't nobody's heart rate increasing.
Y'all gotta go to Michelle's speed dating mixer to find somebody like that.
Y'all
August
got that
17th.
butter love. Check them emails though. Emails,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Check them DMs.
Don't.
It's like,
I shouldn't have to check nothing.
He's
Okay.
irritated.
See, that's see to me. You can hear me thinking like that. Bro.
Right.
Hey, man, I got
Don't get
to
him
be
caught up.
cautious, man. These chicks
You
is
only have
living
to
their
be
best
cautious
life.
because you
I ain't going back and forth with these niggas. These chicks is out here living their best life. So I got to know, Yuna, what's your passcode? Give me your fingerprint.
Anyway,
Give me your fingerprint. She got the 10.
I want to know every line on your thumb. I want to know where every line on your thumb is.
Yuna dish.
The
Girl,
dish. Okay,
My
since we
sweet
talking about
baby.
Yuna, how about you wrap it up for us? You know,
do you want to ask one last question or do you want to wrap
yeah,
this up?
wrap it up, y'all.
it's on you. It's on you, honey.
I'm gonna
Be
ask-
safe out here.
Th-
Oh, my bad. I didn't know where we was going with that, but definitely wrap it up.
we are
Safe
not
sex.
talking about
Oh,
that.
well, yeah, you guys too. Shit.
Look at Michelle's face.
Wrap it before you tap it. 2K18.
Anyway, we're gonna ask one last question before we get out of here.
I hate him.
Make it good.
I'm trying to decide on which question to ask, so I'll let you decide, Tamel. Do you want to talk more about sex, or do you want to get into relationship business kind of type question?
I want to know if a tree falls in the. No, okay. Let's do the sex thing. Let's do that. That's
All right.
interesting.
All right.
Dare. I chose dare. Basically, double dare.
What's something you've learned about sex that you think everyone should know?
Oh, that is a great question, man. You know, because when I'm like to the left, I got this thing like with the it's like I think like be pleasing. The left stroke, the deaf stroke. You gotta learn your left stroke, fellas. Get your left stroke right, because they like that. I think I've learned to like really be pleasing. Like, you know, try to reciprocate that. Like, if you trying to get yours, make sure the other person's getting theirs too. Don't be selfish, and especially with the ladies, I'm gonna get on y'all's heads a little bit. Like, I've learned that y'all have to make it fun too. Y'all can't just be, you know, thinking that we gotta do all the things. Arch it a little bit, arch the back. You know what I'm saying? Don't just think you can just lay there. You know what I'm saying? Pleasing, pleasure each other. And that's what I feel like I've learned. And I think everybody should learn how to satisfy whoever it is that you getting down with. So that's what I've learned, if that's fair.
That's fair.
I want to know what y'all have learned though, because
Oh, Lord.
you know, I know y'all done learned some crazy. What have y'all learned?
This ain't about us.
Oh, this is so unfair. This is so what you call it?
Yeah,
double
whatever you
standards.
learn, you know, dish.
Why y'all asking
I
me?
want to know, Yuna, what's up? What's good?
say
You
shit.
teach me,
I don't know.
enlighten me.
I learned that it's good to be honest with your partner about your listen about your
I wanted to hear that. I'm just playing.
about your sexual preferences, because you don't want to be having sex with that person and they're not pleasing you in the way that you want them to, and that can kind of cause a strain between the relationship. Like, if he's I'm gonna use this as an example. If he's going down on you, and every time you find an excuse to get up, then that's something that y'all need to talk about, because it's gonna start to wear on his he's gonna start to be his confidence. His confidence. He's gonna start to be insecure. It's just be honest with your partner about your sexual preferences, and don't be scared to ask for what you want. All they could do is say no, and if they kind of look at you funny about what you asking for, then it's either
right fit.
It's not the right fit, or that's something that maybe y'all could work towards doing. I think we talked about this before, Michelle, about your sexual preferences, basically.
Word.
What about you guys?
I agree.
Talk to me.
Let's ask Michelle, because I feel like she got some
juicy
good stuff over there.
I want to know the juicy stuff.
How you made that baby girl?
Forget all
Like,
that. We should be
Put a
flowers
ring
and
on it, like, I'm just playing.
become one with one another. Nah, know that. I learned how to.
I learned that, let's see.
I hate you.
I learned that there's specific needs that every man needs, and I think sometimes as women we gotta put things to the side to just do it. If I learned, like, even specifically, I'm not gonna get too much in detail, my husband or nothing, but there's certain times where he would start acting up plumb fool, and I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, there's something, like, literally there's sometimes where men just need something to help them feel a little better. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
make sure you continue doing that, and I promise you everything will go a little better in y'all's relationship. If you just notice he's having a little attitude, almost like they get like on their menstrual cycle or something. You ain't did nothing in a while.
Oh, damn.
And they get a little attitude, and they get a little like stank with you. You know what? You just gonna have to just sit them down.
Yeah, right.
Put that work in real quick, and I promise you, he will feel better, and everything will go right back to normal. Even if you don't feel like doing it, just know, like, you know what? If I don't want to argue, and he gonna be cool, you know what? Just get down and do what you need to do. Do whatever pleases him. If it's head, if it's, he likes getting some in this area or doing that, then, just do that. I find head to be the quickest and easiest way to, one and done. You stay clean,
Yes.
Shit.
I like it.
You stay clean, wash your face, put your hair back, and you good,
Hey, shout out Michelle, man. Shit, y'all can learn something from her. That girl is smart.
That's what I learned.
Oh, it's wise.
Mariah, what about you?
Oh, damn, I'm gonna wrap it up.
No.
Mariah, one more and then we wrapping it up. Go ahead.
I just learned. I hate you. I just learned you have to like be on the same sex schedule as your partner. So if you have a partner that wants sex multiple times a day and you only want to do it like once a week, maybe you guys need to talk about that or find a way out, because if it's not the same sex schedule, you guys are gonna be like not be able to align the correct way. Somebody likes exactly chemistry. Somebody likes it all the time and you're like, I could go a whole week without it. Maybe y'all aren't the best fit sexual wise, and maybe that's something you can speak about, or if you guys spoke about it and it's time to move on, then it's time to move on, but that conversation should be had.
I agree.
Yep.
So no Josie, just
I'm sorry.
there was this one time I was with D. It's like, I'm just playing.
Sorry.
No juicy dish.
Whatever.
Or if you can find a way out, like you can find that niche. Like if you don't feel like doing it all the time,
right?
Then you find something else that can
compensate
him
for
and
that.
Get out the way.
Exactly.
If he wants it multiple times a week, you know how you can get his nut off and do what you need to do. Or she likes it multiple times a week, give her head. That's what I say. Fulfill that other need without having to do all the extra work.
I agree. I agree.
Wise words by the wise women.
And by the way, you guys, we're all my fellow graduates. I just realized that. Yeah.
Shout out to the Bells.
Bellows.
Shout out to the hood one time, man.
That's
I know,
cute.
right? It's not even there no more.
I know.
it's
I don't know what that is anymore.
In 2 years, it's gonna be 10 years for me.
Right.
That's
hey,
crazy.
next year for me. But
See,
with
that's
that being
crazy.
said, we all got dope platforms. We need to, try to figure out what we can do to kind of like rebuild that.
Bring it together.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for that. I'm all for putting in something.
Yo, real quick before we wrap it up.
Your backpack drive,
yes,
right?
If y'all don't mind me talking about
Yeah,
that real quick.
please
I'm
do.
doing a backpack drive. It's not specifically for Montbello, but it's for students. It's called the HTH Hope This Helps Backpack Drive. What we're doing is filling up 25 backpacks full of school supplies, just general stuff, and giving them to 25 students that may need them. So we reached our goal on the fundraiser tip.
Woo!
So
Woo!
shout out to everybody that donated. Couldn't have been possible without y'all. But we're still accepting school supply donations, and we didn't intend on selling the backpacks, but people have been on my head about buying them. So I guess we're going to have to sell them. But your purchase will be just like a donation. We'll use that to either fill up more backpacks or, buy another backpack. So tap in with me. Go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook, and please tap in with me and donate some school supplies. Let's send our young minds to school prepared,
Yes, that's awesome.
Word. Swag.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Tamel.
Thank y'all,
Give us
man.
some
Y'all
insight.
are dope. Y'all are dope.
Thank you.
Of course.
Wish y'all
you
blessings.
mind, ending us up with the little,
Final thought.
our understanding
Right. You should be having the best final thoughts, y'all.
quote. No, our understanding quote. Then your final.
Oh
Gotcha.
yeah. Hold on. Let me get it together. All right. When misunderstandings arise, remember that we speak different languages. Take the time necessary to translate what your partner really means or wants to say. This definitely takes practice, but is well worth it. So my final thoughts is I have so much enjoyed this series. I've
too.
learned so much. Michelle, I wanted to text you yesterday about what you said regarding the being busy thing. I've learned a lot from all of the guests, and I learned a lot from you ladies too. So thank all of our male guests for coming on. Make sure you check out their social media, and we need to have more conversations with men and women, so we can learn about each other, because you can't really learn you can learn a lot, but you can't learn everything about a man from another woman. You have to kind of talk to the men around too. So let's have more conversations like these with men. And that's it.
I get it.
What about you guys? Mariah?
I agree. I can't follow up with that final thought. That's why I wanted you to, but I agree with you. What she says, having open, honest discourse is always the key to great communication. So I think that we should continue to do that. And I did enjoy this series too, Michelle. So thank you for
it was
bringing this idea up.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed this series too, and I think maybe moving forward, which I was gonna talk to y'all about later offline, but something we could do more so with books and people with especially relationship authors and stuff, and maybe we can bring some authors on and maybe have more discourse about relationships, because I feel like that's our niche.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel like it's a good platform that we're using, that people usually don't get. So
I agree.
we'll talk about it.
I like talking about sex. So I'm sorry.
I was gonna say relationships.
Let's
That's
talk
awesome.
about sex, baby. Talk about you and me.
Tamel, do you have any last final thoughts or anything? Oh Lord.
Send a
God.
special shout out. No, I really don't. Again, I want to thank you, you three women, for y'all's insight, for what y'all are doing. I think y'all are great role models. I appreciate y'all's podcast. I think it's insightful. My final thoughts are, just stay communicative. Let's learn each other better. That's the only way we're going to be able to succeed as couples, and, regardless of couples, just, in relationships with men and women. So, I think that we learned something here. These discussions are needed, and they should continue, and hopefully we spark the conversation that lasts outside of this series.
Right.
Agree.
Ooh, deep. So now you want to be our voice behind the voice?
As long as I can use my low voice to talk to y'all this on the microphone, I'm with it.
All right, y'all. So y'all know where to find us. Melanin Voices, everything. And of course, we love guests on the show. So
HTH.
reach out. But what Mariah would say is, don't reach out.
If you don't know your shit, I'm tired of it. Okay, stop reaching out to me. I want to be your podcast. Oh, hey, thanks. What's your podcast name? You don't know my name, my podcast. You don't know my co-host. You don't know what we talk about.
It's because you find Mariah. Sometimes they just want to do something with you because you fine. Though. That's what happens. Because you good.
Well, don't
you cute.
do it again. Don't do it again.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all feeling Mariah or whatever, and
Shoot
y'all
at her.
listen to her podcast, what kind of support system is that?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Share my link. I'm tired of y'all SoundCloud links coming up in my messenger. Share my link to my podcast. I need some listens. I need some views. I need some comments. I need support too.
Share her
We got
own
you.
Mariah Mason.
We got you.
Thank you, friends. And make sure you guys go to Michelle's speed dating mixer August 17th in Denver,
I'm
Colorado.
going. Shit.
August
Gonna be
17th.
some bad
Anyway, oh yeah, about
There
that.
was some
I might not
baddies.
do it.
What?
I'll talk to you about it.
All right.
All right. Bye, y'all.
These messages.
You the
We
dish.
are out.
Bye.